All right, let's get into it. Today we're tackling one of the biggest debates in finance, stocks versus real estate. It's that classic question everyone asks when they start thinking about seriously building wealth. So, where do you put your money? Do you jump into the fast-moving up and down world of the stock market? Or do you go for something you can literally touch and feel, like real estate? Let's figure it out together. Here's how we're going to break it down. First, the 20-year return race. Who won? Then, we'll look at the risks and rewards. After that, we'll talk about active versus passive income, basically how much work is involved. We'll also cover taxes and inflation and wrap it all up by helping you choose your path. All right, first up, the 20-year return race. Let's compare the long-term growth of these two heavyweights. Come on, let's be real. This is the first question on everyone's mind, right? Which one makes more money? We're all in this to build wealth, so let's see what the numbers have to say. Okay, take a look at this. It's a snapshot of the last 2 decades. Now, if you look at the S&P 500, which is kind of like a report card for the stock market, it's often posted higher average annual returns. But, and this is a big but, real estate has shown some really impressive, steady growth too. So the main point here isn't that there's one clear winner every single time. It's that both have been absolute powerhouses for building wealth over the long run. But hang on, great returns are only one part of the picture. They usually come with, well, risks. So for this next section, let's talk about the trade-offs. What are you getting yourself into with each one? So before we dive into the risks, we got to talk about a super important idea called liquidity. All it means is, how fast can you turn your investment back into cold, hard cash if you suddenly need it? And trust me, this is a huge difference between stocks and real estate. And here's the difference, plain and simple. We call it the liquidity gap. With stocks, you can literally sell your shares in seconds while the market is open. Boom, cash in your account. But with real estate, oh man, it's a whole process. It can take weeks, sometimes months, to find a buyer, close the deal, and get your money. So stocks, quick cash. Real estate, your money is locked in for a while. Now, let's flip the coin and talk about volatility. The stock market, well, it can be a total roller coaster, right? One piece of news hits, and prices can go way up or way down in a single day. Real estate, though, is more like a slow-moving train. The prices don't just wildly fluctuate day to day. It's a much slower, more stable ride, which a lot of people really, really like. Okay, next up. Let's shift gears from just the money to you. Your time, your energy. How much actual work is involved with each of these investments? Yeah. This quote says it all, doesn't it? It's not just about your money, it's about your time. Because an investment isn't just a number on a screen, it's a commitment. And how much you're willing to commit will be a huge factor in your decision. Think about it. Owning a rental property, that's not just an investment, that's basically a side hustle. You're the landlord. That means you're screening tenants, you're the one getting a call about a leaky toilet in the middle of the night, you gotta chase down rent sometimes, and you have to deal with vacancies when no money is coming in at all. It's very, very hands-on. Okay, now compare that to getting income from stocks. If you own stocks that pay dividends, the money just shows up. It gets deposited right into your brokerage account. No tenants, no toilets, no phone calls. It's about as passive income gets. Your money is doing the work, so you don't have to. Okay, so we've hit on returns, risk, and how much time you got to put in. But what about the stuff that can quietly eat into your profits? Yup, I'm talking about taxes and that sneaky wealth killer, inflation. This chart really lays it out. Now look, you'll pay capital gains taxes on your profits with both when you sell, but the real difference is in the deductions. Real estate is packed with tax benefits. You can often deduct mortgage interest, property taxes, and this thing called depreciation. It's a huge deal. Stocks, well, they just don't have that kind of firepower when it comes to write-offs. Then there's inflation. Both are pretty good at protecting you from it, but real estate is often seen as the champ here. Why? Because rents and property values tend to go up as prices go up. It's a natural shield for your money. So, after all that, returns, risk, taxes, where does that leave us? It leaves us with the single most important part of this whole debate, you. And this is really what I want you to take away from this. There is no best investment. There's no secret formula. The right choice is the one that fits your goals, your stomach for risk, and frankly, the kind of life you actually want to lead. So who is real estate for? Well, it might be for you if you're the kind of person who likes owning something real, something you can physically point to and say, I own that. You're okay with using leverage, borrowing money to buy something bigger, and you understand that your cash is going to be tied up for a while. You're not afraid of getting your hands dirty, and you want to take advantage of all those sweet tax deductions. And what about stocks? Who's that for? That might be you if you put a premium on liquidity, being able to get your money fast. You're cool with the market's ups and downs because you're playing the long game for growth. And maybe most importantly, you want something that's totally hands-off, where you can own a tiny slice of hundreds of companies with just the click of a button. So let's circle back to the beginning. The real question isn't which investment is better, it's which investor are you? The goal here isn't to pick a winner. It's to look at the facts, understand the pros and cons, and then honestly ask yourself which path fits the person you are and the life you're trying to build.